guys is like, I don't learn nothing. I join back the people on them site. I know you so well, so well. All right, guys. So if you see me looking back and forth, it's because I am reading the chat because, like, I feel like my luck, my luck with meeting dudes. I don't know. Like I keep putting all this negative energy into the what do they call it, universe. So listen, hear me out, right? Hear me out. I just try, I just really try to be a nice person. I just give my all to being a good stand-up, awesome person that God designed me to be. And all I want, now don't judge my outfit. I'm going to work out in a little bit, but I digressed. All I want out of life, honestly, is to meet somebody who I am compatible with, that I could have fun, wholesome, honest, open conversations without the judgment, without preconceived notions, without letting their experiences, past experiences, daunt or cloud their communication with me, etc. So I've gone back on the people and them app, right? I was in my feelings. Let's start there. I was in my feelings, and it's good to be honest all the time. So I was in my feelings. I was saying that, this year is supposed to be a year where I make the effort to be a better version of myself, right? We wouldn't go into the details of why I was in my feelings, right? But I was there. I was deep, deep down in my feelings. So I decided that I would not rejoin, because I didn't delete the app on the last occasion that I joined. I would open the app and see what fish it has out there. So I swiped right for someone swiped right for me. Long and short of the story, we start conversing this morning, right? So I'm going to read the conversation, and I might put it up on the screen for you lovely people, because I mean, why not, right? So this is where things started to go a little bit downhill. So initially we started talking. He asked me where I am from. I asked him where he's from. He asked me if I had kids. I told him no. I asked if he has two. He said if he has kids. He said he had two. He asked me who I live with, which I found was a very strange question, but I, just let slide. I told him that I live with my autistic sister, whatever. He said that God gonna bless me. I told him whatever these blessings are that people pronounce upon me. He asked me what I do for a living. I told him. I asked him what he did for a living. He said he's a fitness trainer. So already in my mind, don't ding off, because I'm like, okay, I am a little bit chubby, so I'm hoping that he didn't swipe right for me with the thought in mind that in the relationship he's going to help me lose weight. Now, I'm not opposed to it, but as I said in my earlier videos, I am on my own personal journey. I am discovering me and what works for me, and I'm doing that for me, for myself. So I don't want anybody to come and interrupt that, right? So I'm just putting that out there. Needless to say, I asked him why he swiped right for me. He said I look like a nice person. He had up a name, we'll call him Paul. His name is Paul on, let's call him Paul on the people app. I asked him if Paul is short for, let's call him Phil, if Phil is short for Philbert. He said no, his name is Harry. So I asked him, well, where Harry came from. No, where did Phil come from? He said he just put it up as a name. I said, okay. I asked him how tall he is, because you know I like my tall, dark chocolate dudes. He said he's 5'6". I was a little bit disappointed because I was kind of hoping for 5'9" and above. So I felt a little disappointed. He said, he asked me how tall I am. I told him I'm 5'3.5". He said, oh, so you're shorty like me. I responded with a lull. The next question. How much do you weight for your height? So my response was the emoji with the eyebrows up, like, cause we now getting to know each other now, boy. And I don't think that I have even ever told my best friend how much I weigh. I don't know if my brother even know. I must ask him if my brother even knows how much I weigh. I feel like weight is something that is a personal thing. You know what I mean? Anywho, see, my response to that was too much. And then he was like, really, lol, I hear you. So then I started to say that I'm on my journey this year. So, but no worries, I'm on my journey. Then he said to me, very good. What journey is that? Then he proceeded to ask me, tell me, what can you do for a man? What can you do for a man? You said you want a serious relationship. So I'm like, excuse. So then my response was, what I could do for a man, lol, might as well have asked me what I bring to the table. Then I said, it's questions like those that take away from the authenticity of taking the time to get to know someone. Whenever I am asked it, I feel like I'm on some sort of job interview. Truth be told, I can answer and say all the nice things you would like to hear. I'd be your support system, ensure you're taken care of, cook for you, ensure you're taken care of sexually. But in reality, all those things are just words. You walk away with an inflated perception of me, which I may or may not disappoint in the long term. His response was, why women like to take things to a different level when it don't have to go that way. It's just a question. So then my response was, and in my response, I'm just highlighting the fact that it would be better for me to show you as opposed to telling you. And I sent him the winky eye. His response was, woman, lol, that's all I can see. I said, lol. I am very analytical and careful with the things I say. So a question is not just a question. To me, it has meaning. And I am not big on people walking away with an unrealistic or inaccurate view of me. So then his response was, to be honest, when you ask a woman what he wants, probably about 6 things, not all of that. Men easily to get along with. Just know how to treat them. So my response was, I have a fair idea of what men want: food, sex, support, respect, and support comprises respect, love, companionship, etc. He said, okay, nice. I said, yups. He said, what are you cooking today? So I said, I'm not cooking. I have leftovers from yesterday that will take until Tuesday. He said, okay, cool. So tell me, UNC one you like, here you like. And then he said, send me your number, please, let's talk on WhatsApp. So I saw the messages. I fell asleep and I went about doing what I had to do. Later I said, Sorry, I fell asleep. See a fella in this app. Most guys in here only want sex. Don't know why I didn't exit stage left. And then I asked him if he found what he's looking for here. He asked me what I mean. I said, what I mean with what? You say see a fella in this app. So I was like, oh, that was in response to you saying if you haven't seen one in here that I like. Was clarifying that you meant seeing a guy here in this app that I like. So he's like, okay, you like him or they're talking? So I was like, huh? Who you talking about? He said, you like us to talk on WhatsApp? I said, eventually, and I sent him the big grin. So then I said, what if after all this talk today you don't like me and you have my number and you now have to block or delete me? He says, so I said, lol, saving you some time. He says, they say women like you will remain single for the rest of your life because of your thinking. What you think about that? So I was like, woman like me? Woman like me? Explain. He said, yep, because of your thinking, talking with you for some time, I see it. I said, and what is wrong with this is what triggered me. I said, and what is wrong with my thinking? I'm clear. You have spoken to me for some total of maybe 20 minutes, if so much, and you're already saying women like me, and I laughed. I can guarantee you that you haven't the slightest clue about me as a woman. Interestingly, you say this after I politely turn down the offer, to add you on WhatsApp right now. I would think I'm entitled to accept and decline numbers. Interestingly also, I did not say no. I said eventually. I have to be cautious. Yes, my status said I am looking for a relationship, but I am not hard pressed. And to answer your question, if women like me, women of moral standards, ethics, values, confident, ambitious, loving, nurturing, and everything in between will remain single for the rest of our lives, then it's their loss, not mine. He loved all the things that I said and then proceeded to say, so tell me, if I was to get in a relationship, if we was to get in a relationship, how are you going to treat me? So my response was, let me ask you something first. Why did your last relationship end? He said, she was on games. I said, meaning? He said, because I said, because I realize you kind of have a perception of women. He said, not really, but I do pick up things. What does that even mean? So I sent the laughing emoji with the sweat bead coming down the face, right? And he said, I'm 43, I old enough to pick up things. So I said, and what are you picking up about me? His response, you a bit mad. Lol, that was a joke. Lol. And you like to message plenty. So I sent him with the glasses, and the one eye up like that, the eyebrow up. And your message very long, so I see you talk plenty, yeah? And the conversation with you and people talking, do you try to overpower them or men? So I sent him I don't even know how to describe that emoji. And I said, your questions keep getting worse, right? Worse and worse, right? I said, no, I don't try to overpower anyone. If you're making a point, I allow it. And I expect you to do the same for me. So then he was like, really? So now I'm not allowed to ask questions? I said, didn't say you are not allowed to ask questions. Your line of questions is leading me to believe that my statement about your perception of women is accurate. Hear me out, right? He said, okay. I said, if I am on here trying to make someone like me, then trust and believe I would answer the questions you have asked exactly the way you would hope I would answer them. You would then walk away thinking, well, right, she's a good one. But then my actions don't match up what I said. And then it's problems. Some things you want to know, but have to be strategic about discovering, if that makes any sense. So he said, okay, understood, got you. I said, this is our first convo. Lol, I could lie. Not saying that I would, but just like to discover things organically. And this is not just about me. This can help you with any other female you be liking on this app. He said, lol. And then he proceeds to ask me what my plans are for later and um, what I like to drink and some other things, which is irrelevant at this point in time. Guys out there, if this is the first time you're talking to a female, that approach of what do you bring to the table, what can you give to a man, how how are you going to satisfy a man's needs, those things, don't ever ask a female that. It is not cool. It's not cool. It's not acceptable. It is not something that should be asked, because you never know who you're talking to. Follow me? I don't get I don't get it. I don't get the need for wanting to know what kind of, and the sad thing is, what irritates me about this whole thing is that I'm telling you that I could easily answer your questions and lie to you, and you would be walking away from here feeling very, very happy and contented that, hey, she answered my questions and she's a keeper. And I could lie, yo. What really is better? You discovering something truthfully about a person, or giving the person the opportunity to rate themselves and be dishonest. It just does not make any sense. And should I give up? should I give up on this whole dating idea? I mean, I I have many of these kind of stories, these dating stories that were epic failures. So should I really give up? I'm thinking maybe I should. What are your thoughts? What do you think? Do you think I should? Do you think I should just forget about it? Just 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 forget about it, because my luck, oh my god. I died it. But when I was born with a grey patch, um they call me the body rogue baby. So I was born with a grey patch, right? And my father always used to say that my grey patch would bring me so much luck in life. Maybe luck in other things, just not in not just not in the dating world, yo. I am unlucky. Hi, Missy. I am very unlucky. With that, I'm out. Do have a lovely rest of your evening, guys. Thank you for sitting down and listening to me on this story time. I don't know. Stay good, stay safe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.